Look at that. The barber cut my hair short. I'm gonna grow this a little bit longer. I have a mullet. You can see that. Yeah. So I'm gonna grow that mullet and including these like bangs and shit. But right now it's a bit too short to look anywhere presentable. But we're gonna deal with this as of now. So if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're a short guy. I'm assuming you're not that tall. Maybe you're 5'8", 5'9", 5'10" at the max. A lot of people think that 5'10" is short. I don't know why. First of all, being short is relative because, for example, a 5'10" guy in America sometimes is considered short. Like I've never been in America, but I see people considering that 5'10" and 5'11" as short. I don't know if it's a meme. I don't know if they're saying it as a joke, but as of my knowledge, 5'10" is like up here for me. Like I'm telling you, it's up here for me. I'm 5'7". Some guys watching this might be 5'4", 5'5", 5'6", 5'8", whatever, right? You're in this range. You're not 6 foot. You're not anywhere. You're not too short either to like you're not like a child, but basically you're short. Now, a lot of people worry about their height. A lot of people think that they won't get girls because of their height. I disagree. You can imagine there is a short guy who gets girls. I've gotten 3 girlfriends, and there's a lot of girls who liked me. Okay, I don't have 3 girlfriends at once. Shut up. So like over my life, I have 3 girlfriends, and I'm pretty sure I've never been taller than 5'7". And you can imagine there are dudes who are like 5'4" who are getting girlfriends, 5'2" getting girlfriends. You've seen people who are short who get girlfriends. So it's not necessarily about you being tall that girls like you. Now I'm not gonna lie and then say that if you're taller, it's not like it's a change. Definitely, if you're taller, girls love taller guys. I'll explain why. Because girls, like just biologically, they look for security and protection, just like biologically when they're looking for a mate. And when they do that, height is like a really good factor. Most guys, like, sure, you can build muscle and be like thicker, but if you're taller, you're automatically bigger. Like if you're taller, chances are your arms are longer, your torso is longer, your legs are longer, so you just physically take up more space by default without working out, so you already look pretty jacked. Now, let alone forget the guys who are just tall. Imagine the guys who are tall and also jacked. They're like double the attractiveness. But if you're worried about your height, I'm telling you, there's no point worrying. Because first of all, you can get girls. You can still get girls if that's your issue. But if you're just insecure that you're shorter, like for example, my dad is 6 foot or like 5'11". I think 6 foot, right? 6'1" almost. And I'm 5'7". Maybe I'll grow. I'm only 18. I'm pretty sure I can grow more. But I basically accepted this as okay. If I'm 5'7" for the rest of my life, I don't care. And the thing is, it doesn't matter because height is relative. Because for example, there's a lot of like Filipino people who are shorter than 5'5", and that for them they don't give a shit. Like you never see a Filipino guy complaining about being short. Like he's just fine because they're chilling because everybody there is a similar height. But then you complain because, like, for example, I'm Indian. Some Indians complain that, oh, I'm short because they see other Indians who are like 5'1", and I mean 5'11", and then 6'1" and stuff. And some Indians are like 5'2". It's like we have a big range, us Indians. But honestly, it doesn't matter because if your goal is to get girls, first of all, girls just like guys who are taller or bigger than them. That's it. Like you don't necessarily have to be super tall to get a girl. It's just that most girls in America are like 5'8", 5'9", and 5'7". So they need a guy who's above that. That's why they like 6'1" guys. But if you're like 5'7", if you can find a girl who's 5'6", 5'5", 5'4", she'll like you. If you're only going by height. So it doesn't really matter. Like you'll still get the girl. It just doesn't matter. You just gotta find the girl that likes a guy who's taller. Like if she prefers a guy who's 6'1", then she's not for you. Like you guys are just not compatible. Like I don't know why people over dramatize the idea of, oh yeah, you should be this tall to get a girl, and if I'm not tall, I'm a sad boy. My crush likes a 6'1" guy, and if I'm not 6'1", I'm a sad boy. Like no, if your crush likes a 6'1" guy, it just means she prefers a 6'1" guy. That doesn't mean you have to be that guy. Like you can just chill. You can find another girl. Like just because one girl that you like likes a 6'1" guy, that's just her standard. You have different standard for girls too. You don't see girls complaining that, oh, I'm not his standard, I'm gonna be so sad. No, they just find a different guy. So just have like a mindset that you don't necessarily need to worry about your height. And if you're really worried that you're super shorter than your friends, I get you. I'm shorter than most of my friends. But the idea is you can't really complain. You can't really like worry about it. The idea I use is everybody's in life is dealt with different cards. It doesn't matter what cards you're dealt with, it matters how you play them. Simple as that. In any card game, how do you play the cards? You don't just choose the cards, right? You get the cards from the card game, and then what do? You play them based on how much you get them. Some people in Uno get like multiple +4s, really good cards. Some people in Uno get a few +4s, okay, pretty good. Some people in Uno gets like, okay, medium, like some +2s, some normal cards, and some people get shitty ass cards. Now, the guy who got shitty ass cards can still win against all these three if he just plays the game right. A guy with just a king and a pawn can still win the game if he plays the game right. So, obviously, okay, oh, but no, gosh, you actually, like, shut up. You get that? You get what I'm trying to say. So, it doesn't matter what cards you're dealt with. It doesn't matter what height you've been blessed upon with God or like cursed upon by God. All you gotta do is just understand that you're just gonna be this height. Like, if you grow taller, 100% good on us. But right now, we can't control our height. Obviously, we can eat food, we can eat healthy food so we can maximize our height, get some sunlight, do everything you can to increase your height. Sprinting, running, jumping jacks, stretching, food. And people say, oh, but this doesn't work. Like, okay, even if it doesn't work, those are healthy habits to have. So let's just say it does work. Let's just say it doesn't work, you still do these habits anyway, and if it does work, you get the benefit of extra height. So focus on what you can control. Focus on your muscle. And good thing about short guys, by the way, is the point of this video. The good thing about short guys is that we make muscle faster because we're smaller in size. Okay, I'm assuming you're 5'7". Because you're 5'7" and not 6'1", 61 kilograms of weight on you will look much different than 61 kilograms on a guy. A lot of people say like, oh, 140 pounds is not that much, or 130 pounds is not that much, because they're measuring by height. They're measuring from like 5'11", 6'1", 6'2" guys. And obviously at that point, 140 pounds or 130 pounds, which is basically like 65 kilograms almost, on them would be skinny. But then you can imagine if their height got compressed, the muscles and the weight would look a lot more full. So a 5'6" guy who's like 60 kilograms will look jacked because he has a 60 kilograms of muscle, like lean muscle, just over a smaller surface area. So we make muscle faster. Like a short guy who just breathes the gym air gets like 10 pounds of muscle and he looks super jacked purely because it's like the muscle doesn't have to stretch or anything. That's one thing I really like because I really care about muscle. So I like that I can make muscle in a way faster than taller guys. Like, obviously I'm not making it faster, but visually I am making it faster than taller guys. So if you're worried about you being short and okay, this is that, you're getting bullied for being short, don't worry about it. Like, if you're getting bullied, there's other ways to deal with it. But otherwise, when it comes to your height, you can't really change it in a sense. Like, you can help it grow, but then you can't really force anything. Like in the muscle realm, yes, you can change it. You can do everything you can to change it. But when it comes to your height, you can just use what you have. Like if you're 5'7", be happy. If you're 5'5", be happy. Because there's a guy who's like 4'11". Literally, there are men in the world who want to be as tall as you, but they're 4'11". Now I want you to imagine being 4'11". Like I'm 5'7", so 4'11" would be here. I would like to be down here. But you get the idea. So don't necessarily, like, I know I keep saying this, but it's just because I also used to worry about my height. I used to tell my mom, oh, I'm so short, how do I increase my thing? And I used to do like, I would be so disciplined that before bed I would go do like 10 minutes of stretching. Like I would deliberately like 10 minutes of stretching before bed, before I was even trying to improve my life, purely because I just wanted to get taller. Because I thought, okay, if I stretch before bed and I wake up, I'll become taller. And I felt taller because my muscles just stretched out, that's it. But all you can do is just focus on what you can control, which is muscle. Eat good food, eat a lot of good food, eat a lot of nutrients, like antioxidants so you're healthy. Eat a lot of normal whole foods. Sleep a lot, do sprinting so you have more growth hormone, and then take care of the quality of your sleep. There's a lot of things you can do, and you know what to do, but you're not focusing on them because you're hoping that someday you're going to grow taller. You're focusing on what you can't control. You're focused on something that doesn't really exist right now. You're trying to reach for a ghost. But if you focus on what you can control, if you do grow taller, great. If you don't, it's fine, because you can only grow to your genetic potential. That's it. Like, you can only ever grow to your genetic potential. If the space in your growth plates is like set, like let's just say your growth plates are set to the point where you can only grow until like 5'10", let's just say, right? You can't really change that. You can't go to 5'11", 6'1", but you can grow faster to that. If my growth plates stop at 5'9", then what'll happen is I can't grow past 5'9". I can't go to 5'10" because physically my growth plates won't allow that. But I can speed up my growth to that. So I can sleep a lot, I can get more growth spurts while sleeping, I can eat good food so I can get some energy so I can run, and then I can use that energy to grow, blah blah blah, all this stuff, right? I can focus on how I can speed up the process to getting taller. But in a sense, you can't really control anything else. So I made this video so you can understand that being short is fine. Like, you don't necessarily have to be like worried that you're short. I don't care that I'm short. Like, I never, like, for a while I did care, but later when I realized that I can't really control it, but what I can control is like my diet, my lifestyle, my muscle, I just stopped using my brain power on that. Like, I don't respect people who uses their brain power on something they can't control. If there's a problem and there's literally no solution to that problem, then I don't give a shit about the problem. No matter how bad the problem is, no matter how bad it is for my life, if there is no solution in front of me or a solution I can find, it's not like I'm giving up. It's just that there is no solution, so why the fuck would I waste my energy on that problem? And that's what I treat height as. I can't change my height. Like, I can't change what I'm meant to grow as. I can only do some stuff that I can do. So if there's a solution, focus on the solution. If there's no solution, fuck the problem. Not just for height, just in life in general. If you like this video, like the video. If you dislike it, dislike it. If I remember to keep another video here, which I haven't been doing for a while, I'll do it here. If I don't, I'm stupid. If you want to see more videos of mine, you can go click my face down there. It'll show you all my videos. I make a bunch of videos on random stuff. Subscribe to my channel if you want to subscribe and watch it. Click the post notifications and stuff. Okay, bye-bye.